Hello buds, in today's craft I'm going to show you how to make this hemp bracelet. You will need natural hemp cord, lobster clasp and jump ring, and an assortment of beads. I chose Rasta colored. So the first step is to figure out how long your bracelet is going to be. Double it up and then hold it onto your wrist and make sure that it comfortably fits, like all the way around your wrist, and then make it a little bit longer just for safe measure and give it a clip. And now you're going to need to cut your second piece of hemp string. I usually make this string about as long as my arm length, maybe a couple feet over, just so I know that there's going to be enough to do the bracelet. Now that the hemp twine is cut, the next step is to put on your lobster clasp. So you're going to want to take your shorter hemp twine, bend it in half, I put a little pinch up at the top to make sure I know exactly where the middle is, and then I'm going to slide the clasp on there. So this is important to have a thinner hemp string, so you want to make sure that it's going to fit on your beads and your clasp. Otherwise it's too big and it's not going to work, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Alrighty, so we'll just slide that up there, and we're on to the next step. Now take your longer string and do the same thing. Fold it in half and then find where the middle is and then give it a pinch. Now we're ready to tie our first knot. I'm a total visual learner, so I can only show you how to do the knot, not really like word it out. So if you don't understand what the hell I'm doing here, I'm going to make a link to a video that gives you an amazing job at describing how to make this knot, which is usually called a square knot. Insert air quotes. When you're doing the square knot, the really important part is to alternate which side you're tying your knot on. So you want to go left, right, back and forth, so it stays nice and flat and symmetrical and even and all that aesthetically pleasing stuff. Now that I have about an inch of knots, I'm going to start adding my beads. So I decided to do a Rasta themed. The Rasta colors go red, yellow, and then green. So starting with red, you're going to take one of your beads and place it on the outside string of your bracelet. And as you can see, my bead fits nicely onto my hemp twine. You're going to move it all the way up to the top of the bracelet and then do the same thing on the other side. And there we go. So both my beads are on here, and now I'm going to do another knot. So I'm starting on the right hand side, tucking it over and under, and then pulling it tight. And then when you pull it tight, you can see that the beads just kind of move into place. And then I'm going to want to make a second knot on the opposite side just to hold that all in place. And pull it nice and tight. Cool, there we go. There's our first set of beads. So next is yellow. So you're literally just going to keep repeating this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. This is a good time to go medicate, as this process can be a little bit lengthy. Speaking of length, from time to time I put my bracelet on my wrist and just kind of like help guesstimate how much further I have to go and how many more beads I'm gonna need and blah blah blah. But anyways, back to work. Alrighty, now let's do another size check. So I'm about halfway there. And as you can see, I'm starting to run out of hemp twine, so it's a good thing that I'm just about done making my bracelet. Alright, so my last step is to seal up the end knot. I have some nail polish here that I'm going to be applying to help keep the knot in place. But first, I'm going to cut off any excess. And then I'm going to smother it with some nail polish. Clear, obviously. So you just want to cover all of the knot and make sure that it's not going to like come apart or anything, because then your bracelet's fucked. And now I'm just going to push on the knot with the nail polish still wet, just kind of make it all stick together. And there we go. Now I'm going to give it a minute to dry. Okay, now to finish up the rest of the clasp. I just hold the bracelet around my wrist and just kind of figure out exactly where I'm going to need to tie a knot in it to attach the jump ring. So I decided that my bracelet is going to be about this long. Now I'm going to take my jump ring and put it through both of the hemp twine pieces. Slide it on there, and then I'm going to tie a knot. And then tighten it up. So now my jump ring is on there. I don't know, I think it's called jump ring, could be something else, whatever. I'm calling it jump ring. So there we go, it's on there anyways. And now I can take my other piece of my lobster clasp, open it up and slip it on there. And holy moly, we have a bracelet. And obviously I'm just gonna cut those ends there and then use a little bit more nail polish on them just so they don't fray as I wear the bracelet over time. I also put a little bit on the knot as well, just to keep it all together. And there we go. There is my Rasta hemp bracelet. So this is an easy and fun way to make a hemp bracelet. You can swap out the wood beads for glass beads or acrylic beads, and you know, just give it whatever cool look you want. It's that simple. Thank you so much for coming by and doing some crafting with me, and we will see you next week.